Hello, everybody, and welcome to Financial Focus with Delta Jones Walker of Atlas Financial. We're in Cherville, Indiana today in the office. Happy Friday, Delta.
Happy Friday, Chelsea.
It's been a minute.
Thank you for coming in. And yes, it has been a minute.
What you been up to?
Happy Valentine's Day after.
Yes, and happy Black History Month.
Yes, happy Black History Month. And we're preparing for spring.
Yes, we are, and we're in the throes of tax season. And I understand that you are embarking on the next level of licensure.
Yes.
So what have you been up to?
Working, seeing clients, studying, and just doing that good stuff. You know, educating myself more and seeing clients.
That's always a good thing. When I love to know that I'm working with someone who's getting better at what they do, because that makes me benefit from whatever you've learned.
I guess you could say that.
Yes.
I guess you could say that.
Okay, well, good enough.
Before we start talking, you know I have to put my disclaimer out there.
Put your disclaimer out.
And I just want listening audience to know that securities and advisory services offered through Woodbury Financial Services, member of FINRA and SIPC Insurance Services, offered through Atlas Financial Group at 717B Main Street, Cherville, Indiana. 46375 is not affiliated with Woodbury Financial. So, listening audience, got that, and now we're going to get into the discussion today, and we're going to talk about
couples and finance.
See, listening audience, Chelsea's ready for this conversation.
I'm ready. We were talking offline, and we were supposed to do this broadcast Valentine's Day, and you had some other things going on, but it doesn't have to have a date on this.
No, this one doesn't.
This is an evergreen topic that always lights a fire in relationships. Sometimes a good one, sometimes a bad one. So you recently wrote this article about achieving financial successes as a couple. And I'm going to throw my first question out there to you, Delta. How important is it to talk to your mate about money, and how early on?
You should talk to your mate about money the moment you become a mate.
Okay, like dating, yes.
Right, like dating. We talk about everything else. We talk about eating. We talk about where we're going to hang out. We talk about where would we like to live if we got married, what kind of car, what kind of kid, the kids, what school would we like for them to attend. Well, we talk about all that. What is the driver that affords you the ability to take care of all of that, Chelsea?
Cash money.
Right. So you don't think we should talk about it?
We really should.
Right.
And so it's such a taboo subject. Everybody dances around it. I don't want you to know how much I make. I don't want you to know what my debt is. Don't worry about that. I got it. And then you get married, and then all of a sudden we have to file taxes, and it's like,
what? What?
So, yeah, that's a problem. It can be a problem.
Like, babe, I ain't filed taxes in 5 years.
Say what now?
And you're like, what? Everything stops. You start thinking to yourself, now, how did I miss this? How did I miss not knowing that you haven't filed taxes in 5 years? Again, back to that discussion. Talk about your finances. You want to know your saving patterns. How do we save? Do you save?
At all. Do you save at all? You know I do. I swear I save.
Okay. Yes. Do you have a retirement plan?
I have Delta. Delta is my retirement plan. I am good. You need to go sit down with Delta is what I would say. And what I did say and what we did. So, yes.
So, Valentine's Day, I mean, that's a perfect time to show your love. But, in reality, you should be showing your love every day with your mate, and during the Valentine's season, as I call it, you should be really expressing yourself, and just make sure that if something were to happen and you were not able to work for a period of time, the love that you have set aside, making sure you have disability income, making sure you have an emergency reserve, that right there would show your family members, show your spouse,
real love.
Show your girlfriend, I really love you, because although I can't go to work,
I'm still going to support you.
I'm still going to support you.
Sounds good. So there were top 5 things in your article And if you want to read it, make sure you log on to ChicagoCrusader.com and type in ATLED, ATLED, and all of Delta's many articles will pop up. But this is the latest one, and you had 5 different things to talk about with your mate. And the first one is air your financial laundry. Now, what if you reveal something to me that sends me running?
Well,
It's
once
probably
again, it's probably better. And you really want to make sure that you have gotten your house in order.
better.
You want to have your house in order financially before you get yourself in a relationship, so to speak. Or if you are in a relationship, be true to that individual and also share with them what's going on with your financial affairs.
I have debt.
Right, I have some debt, and
College loan.
1 or 2 things will occur. If there is a very strong relationship with you and that party's going to help you.
You hear that?
They're going to
If he's
develop.
not helping you, ladies,
It's not working.
Or men.
It's
Okay.
not working.
Mhm.
Or the second thing is that person is just going to run.
Mhm.
Like you said, don't
Mhm.
look back.
Mhm.
And that's probably okay too, because of the fact you've shared, and that is an indication that that person is not a helpmate
Yes.
for you.
Oh, amen. Help me.
Hey.
I mean, like, this is me. I'm
Mhm.
financially undressing myself. I have debts, I have loans, I have liens and things like that. But to me, that's a red flag in itself, because if you're not handling your business on that level, how ready are you for a relationship anyway? But
Well, things happen,
hmm
and just like things happen, you have to be truthful with yourself first and foremost, and put it out there.
hmm
And once you put it out there, that is 90% of the battle.
hmm
A lot of people, in turn, and I say this very cautiously, a lot of people, they have things like debt issues,
hmm
and opposed to addressing them, they cover them up, and they're like, "Oh, I'll get to it later. Oh, okay, it's gonna fall off my report in 7 years."
hmm
Okay, yeah, it might fall off your report in 7 years, but who's to say it's not going to creep back up?
In some other form or
In
fashion,
some
when you're
other form
trying
or
to make a major purchase
Yes.
together. So that's very important. So it says here, share things like your debt, your credit card debt, your income, existing accounts. What do you think about that? When you and Mr. Walker were dating, did you all say, well, how much do you make? How much do you make?
Mm-hmm. That's a table discussion.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to know what I'm doing. I want to know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
This is my husband
Mm-hmm.
to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm his wife to be. With no more 1 and 1. This 1 and 1 comes together.
I like it.
It's no more 1 plus 1. Now it's just 1.
We are one. Good advice. So number 2 says, develop a debt elimination strategy. So once we have had that candid conversation, that's not enough, is what I'm getting from you. Now we need to talk about, so how do we get rid of this, especially if we're looking at having that giant big wedding or buying that house. Somebody has to step up and take the lead or work together to say, how are we going to knock this debt down?
Chelsea,
Yes.
the first recommendation that I would have for our listening audience
Mm-hmm.
is that they need to go and sit with a financial advisor.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for it to be me.
Yes.
But if it is not me, you need to go sit with someone. And I say that because you need to have a plan in regards to getting rid of the debt.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do you need to have a plan, you need to map out what your goals are. Okay, Delta, we're going to get married in 1 year. We want to pay for our wedding. We don't want to spend no more than $25,000. We want to save. Okay, we want to buy a home 6 months after we get married. We want to buy another car because by that time, my girl's car, her car is 5 years old. It has over 250,000 miles on it. I think it's going to clunk.
Mhm.
So
we need to be ready.
we need to be ready. So we're preparing.
Mm-hmm.
And not only are we preparing, you also want to make sure that you're being very mindful of your income as well as your debt that you are exhausting, as well as saving for emergency reserve. So there are a lot of moving parts, And you just want to make sure that you have attacked all of the moving parts and not let something lag.
Mm-hmm. And that's a perfect segue to number 3. So once we're starting to have this conversation about debt elimination and we're talking to our financial advisor, then you say identify a specific day and time to talk about finances. And I really took that advice because at first I was the type early on in my marriage, if it struck me, I just wanted to ask about like, well, what's this bill or what is this charge? But money can be an emotional topic. And sometimes you can press the wrong buttons if, I'm just waking up and you asking me about a NIPSCO bill right now, and
Right.
it yields the wrong results or the conversation can go south.
Mm-hmm.
So are you suggesting kind of like a board meeting or sorts, or just like we sit down and talk about other things, it's a time and a place for everything, right?
So I tell some of my clients that ask,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that don't, I don't say anything to them because again, it's a time and a place and you have to get yourself in that place.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get paid on a Friday,
Mm-hmm.
opposed to going out, you should go home, get yourself a glass of wine if that's your comfort,
Mm-hmm.
and sit down, you and your spouse, and you need to go through the money that has come in, the bills that we're going to pay,
Mm-hmm.
what's going in our savings, what's going to church, what went into my 401k, so you can have a running tally of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And by doing that every 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes systematic, becomes automatic,
Yes.
and it becomes easy. And as a result of being able to discuss that, you will find in your relationship becoming more stronger
Mm-hmm.
because of the fact that if you discuss finances with your spouse, you can discuss
anything. Because we often would think that there would be other topics that are more serious, but it seems like everything kind of links back to money at the end of the day.
It does.
And when things are rosy and everything is in the black, it seems like things are going better than when it's like, well, I didn't know you had that debt and you didn't tell me about this and this was withdrawn from my account and I didn't know that it was coming out of the account. Now the account is negative. And that leads me to one question. It's not necessarily in the article, but I just want your personal opinion on this because everybody has their way of doing their money. What do you think about joint accounts versus separate accounts with couples? And this is just you. This is not ad-led. This is you. What do you think?
I think that you should have a joint account,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that you should have an account, and I think that your spouse should have an account.
Okay.
And then the joint account is the money that you use to pay all of the household bills
that are shared.
If you just want to say all of the bills, now some individuals, they put everything in the joint account that deals with the group as the couple as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're paying for car insurance, if they're paying for car note, now mind you, that could be a car note that you're paying for,
Like
but the money,
your car.
but the money is in this joint account.
Mm-hmm.
So every month they have ACH, auto draft or what have you, but they know based on the bills, because they have gone over the spreadsheet,
Mm-hmm.
it takes $3,750 to run our household. Some individuals are 50-50, some individuals are 75-25, whatever your split is. You just make sure that that amount of money is in that account, and that the bills are being paid on a monthly. So I am for a joint account.
So now, but back to number 1 about airing your financial laundry. So if we have our separate accounts, I still want to know what's in your other account. What's in that other account? So
That's understandable.
That's
understandable.
Okay.
Now, mind you, and I tell people all the time, that's even discussing prenups.
Okay. Ooh.
If a person is not going to share all of the information with you,
Mm-hmm. Red flag.
red flag.
Okay.
That's the first red flag.
Okay.
So again, although my account is my account,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem letting you know. Yeah, I have $55,000 in my account.
All right. Number 4. Well, this all goes together to talk about don't keep financial secrets. So sometimes we've aired our dirty laundry in the beginning, and then maybe something has happened along the way, and they sweep that under the rug. Like, oops, I lapsed behind on something, and I didn't tell my spouse. What could that lead to?
An oops, a red flag.
Another one.
Another red flag. And so, again, just like we make errors in other subject areas, and you take it upon yourself to swallow your pride and own up to it.
To say, I bought that purse. I bought it.
I bought it. Yeah, I bought it.
And I know we're supposed to be saving, but you're basically saying, don't keep those financial secrets, because I feel like that would ultimately fester and can lead to some form of betrayal, if you will.
Yeah, because guess what? Oh, so you bought that? And you
I'm
didn't
getting
say
ready
nothing?
to.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna buy. Okay.
And what you gonna do?
And what are you gonna do? And I told you what I bought, and I'm buying it. You bought it and didn't say nothing. And how did I find out about it? I saw that, and I kept saying, "Where did that bag come from?" You, oh well. Don't do it.
Yeah, I get it. I said 5. They're actually 6. Number 5. Get your credit scores checked. How do you feel as far as like the frequency of that? Because I know they say sometimes when you check it too much, that kind of impacts your score. So is it an annual thing? When should we get our credit scores checked?
That's not true.
Okay.
You could check your credit score every day if you wanted to.
Okay.
But I would tell you, you want to just check your reports on a 30-day basis. And the reason why I really stress upon that, Chelsea, is because now more than ever you're having so many scams, and people are getting your social security numbers, and you just want to make sure that you know what's reported on your credit report, because you don't want to have a score of a 750 or a 800 and then all of a sudden it drops to 680. You don't know anything about it. How did you find out about it? Because you were getting ready to go on vacation and you had a credit card that you were going to use, and you called them to let them know that you were getting ready to go out of town, and they say, oh, we closed that card. You're like, close the card? Why'd you close the card? And they said, well, your credit score for this particular card should be a 700. And you're like, well, my credit score is a 750.
Yes.
And they're like, no, when we checked you want to go run your credit. Yeah. I can't share that information with you, but your score wasn't high enough for us to keep the card open.
Wow.
And now you are annoyed, aggravated, you're ready to go. This was the card that you were going to use.
And you need to track down what's happened. So so for those of you who are watching, you can check your credit score. It doesn't have an impact. Every 30 days.
It doesn't have an impact.
Okay. And then last but not least, even though you've mentioned it before, number 6, make an appointment with a financial advisor.
Yes.
I just really think that's a great idea, just to get a hold around your mind, wrapped around what are my long-term goals, what are my pitfalls, what can I do better financially, if couple or not, right?
Couple or not. In today's times, more than ever, I would say you need to sit with a financial advisor. You need to make sure that everything is lining up to the tune that you feel most comfortable with. And in today's times, people are making decent income. However, they don't have all of the benefits that they had 20 years ago. And the main benefit is the defined benefit and the defined contribution. And because of the fact that those are not focal points with employers now, and they're mainly concerned with, I'm paying you,
and that's it.
That's a responsibility that you have to now take on. And if the market is not something that you are very comfortable with, you need someone to help you so that you can get comfortable with it and that you can have a nice nest egg when it's time for retirement.
Beautiful.
Listening audience?
Yes, please tell them where they can find you in case they want to talk to you.
You can call Atlet Financial at 1-800. No, I'll give you the local number. 219-513-3710. And you can visit us on Facebook as well as Twitter, as well as LinkedIn. And we have a web page, which is www.atletfinancial.com. But most of all, one of those sources, please reach out so that we can share the knowledge with you regarding your financial situation and get you financial focus.
All right. Well, I love it. Good luck to all you couples out there. Next month, we will be back with another financial topic, and you can feel free to inbox me with your topics that you want to talk to about a financial focus with Delta Jones Walker. I have been your host today, chatting with Delta.
Yes.
Chelsea Whittington, thank you so much for all the knowledge you always share with us.
Well, thank you very much. AtLed is glad to be a part of CWIT.
All right.
Okay.
You all follow us. And
Take
we'll
care.
See you later. Bye.